is a well-known legend in Irish lore that mixes Irish mythology and Christian mythology. It begins at the end of the reign of the Tuatha, an ancient supernatural race of beings. One of the Tuatha was elected to be king, and this was King Bove. But one of the human kings from the time, King Lear, did not like that he was elected, and to sway him to his side, King Bove gifted him one of his daughters, Eve, to marry. King Lear fell in love with the princess and then Queen Eve, and they had 4 beautiful children together. Unfortunately, though, Queen Eve passed away while they were still children. King Lear was heartbroken by her passing, so the king both gifted him his other daughter to marry. His wife's name was Eva. She grew jealous of the love King Lear had for his children and plotted to have his children taken from this world. But she couldn't bring herself to do it, so instead she cursed them all to turn into swans. King Lear and King Bove became suspicious of Eva, and after she confessed to what she had done, they turned her into a demon and set her free into the air. Unfortunately, there was no way to break the curse, and the children were forced to live as swans for 900 years. It is said that the children could speak with human voices and sing human song, and everyone, both fae and human alike, were immediately calmed by the sound of their beautiful singing. And it was only after hearing the sound of a monk ringing a church bell that the feathers dropped from their bodies, and they were able to pass peacefully into the afterlife. I personally find this to be a very sad tale, of course, but also an interesting one, as it mixes the belief of fairies and magic from the old world with Christianity of the new. Of course, that's pretty common in a lot of later Irish mythology. I brought these swan feathers with me you feel the silken feathers flush against your face. Maybe you will hear the distant sound of singing. The next story I have for you is a cryptid from the Emerald Isle. Along the coast, if you were to take a ship out past the rocks, or perhaps if you sat where the land meets the sea, you might catch sight of a marrow. Marrows were a type of Mauk or sea fae. Marrows could be found in the Tierfolin, or the land beneath the sea. They were said to be incredibly beautiful, and they would always be seen with a special red cap. This cap allowed them to travel from the water to the land freely. In these legends, though, if you stole the cap from a marrow, you could trap them into marriage. But if you returned their cap, you would set them free back to the ocean, and they might grant you a wish. If you're familiar with Celtic folklore, this might remind you of a selkie, and if you stole their skin, you can also trap them into marriage. A lot of old stories have to do with trapping women into marriage, I've noticed. This is a large abalone shell. Full of freshwater pearls that one might find as a gift to a marrow. Perhaps she might trade her out willingly, but perhaps not. In ancient Ireland, there was something called a corpse candle, and this would appear as an omen of death, perhaps for yourself, or perhaps for a family member. They would appear. They would appear. They would appear in different sizes, larger for an adult and smaller for a child. And the colors would change as well. and said that red meant a man, white meant a woman, and blue was for a child. They would float down the path of what would be the funeral procession, and they would end where the person would be laid to rest. This may sound similar, a floating light, to the will-o'-the-wisps. The difference being that a will-o'-the-wisp were said to lead you to danger, while a corpse candle merely foretold a death would occur without having any direct influence on the act. There are many superstitions seen as death omens in Irish mythology. Another would be the banshee, who was said to be a woman so distraught in grief that she would come screaming at the window of someone about to die. Also said to be a death omen and not directly responsible for the death. Perhaps I hear a banshee now. And the final topic I have for you tonight will be about the Fae. Possibly the most well-known of Irish mythology. They're known by many names, Fae or fairies. Those with stronger superstitions, though, would never refer to them directly, and often they would be referred to as the good people, or the good folk, or the good neighbors. They might also be referred to as the fair folk, or the Ishi, or the Dinashi, which roughly translates to the people of the mounds, as they were said to live underground and only coming out for special occasions. They were said to be clever and dangerous, often cursing or gifting or stealing someone away on a whim. It was very smart to fear the good folk. You may be wondering why such dangerous creatures might have such beautiful names, and that was simply to appease them. You never wanted to get on the bad side of one of the Ishi. No, I don't see anything worrisome. Here, will you do me now? Now you do me. Anything. Anything at all? Did you see anything? Okay, I guess we're curse-free for now. Let's keep it that way with some of my other protection spells. The first and most simple of them would be salt. Salt is known for its purification in a number of cultures, really, but it was very common to see salt lining the windowsills or doorways or around the beds and cribs in all Irish households. It's believed that its purification properties could break a curse or even keep a curse from sticking. So I'm going to rub this around your temples and place some in your pockets so that you'll be nice and purified if any fae might come around. Let me see. Let's see here. Alright. Let's see here. And on this side too. My next bit of protection for you is going to be iron. Iron is said to be poisonous to fae. I have here for you an iron necklace crafted to look like a fish spine. It's both beautiful and functional. If you would just allow me to put it on. That looks lovely on you, right? I also have this iron ring. It's both stylish, dangerous, and protection. Honestly, even if you just punch someone in the face with this, it would really do a lot of good on its own, so here you go. This next one may seem silly, but breadcrumbs kept in your pocket could help keep a fairy curse from affecting you. Bread was a symbol of the hearth, of man-made creation, and it was also something to eat. In case you were snatched away by the fae, you would have something to eat. So I'm going to put some of these bread crumbs in your pocket. That way you will be safe from any fairy curses and satiated while we come rescue you. hear from them with a grain of salt. If a fae asks for your name,